The long-awaited clash between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk has come to a close.
How do you feel, heavyweight champion of the world?
I'm very feel.
What's that?
Heavyweight champions.
What do you think I've got that, truthfully?
I thought it was dead tight. I thought you was going to get it, if I'm honest.
I swear to God, I thought I won it by at least 3 rounds.
But
I bossed the fight in front foot all night, I worked, but no.
I was quite confident. I thought I won that fight again. I think I've got Larry Holmes here. I thought I've won both fights. But then again, I've gone home with 2 losses on my record now, so there's not much I can do about it. I can just fight my heart out and do the best I can. But again, I'll always believe until the day I die, I won that fight.
Did you feel that, like, you know, this time having you on the back foot, you're a bit
aggressive on the back foot. I was on the front foot all night, landing body and head. Listen, sometimes it's hard to score.
Keep quiet at the back, please.
I feel a lot of people did as well. Same score. Frank had me 3 or 4 rounds up. A lot of people had me at least 2. I just don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. It's happened now. I know boxing, been in it all my life. You can't change no decisions. But I'll just always feel a little bit hard done by. Not a little bit, actually a lot. But I think when you don't get the knockout, this is what happens. You can't guarantee a win.
The scorecards, I don't know if you've seen them, any of you. The one judge gave Usyk the last 7 rounds. He didn't give Tyson 1 round, and the other 2 judges of the last 7 rounds gave him a round each gave him 1 round. I mean, I've been doing this for years, and I'm biased, I know, because I'm in Tyson's camp, but how on earth can anybody say he never won 1 round out of the last 7?
Were they Ukrainian judges?
Sorry?
Ukrainian judges?
Well,
They might as well have been.
whatever they were, honestly, I'm dumbfounded at how that scoring can be. It's dreadful.
How do you feel in terms of performances? Obviously, the first fight you said, "Look, I weren't my best, but I thought I won." Do you feel like your performances were night and day, just different?
I felt I won both fights, like this Australian lad here. He thought I won both fights too.
I thought it was a draw. I thought it was very difficult to split them. You know, I look at the reaction, and most people have. Excuse me, guys. Most people have Usyk winning the fight, I guess.
The AI judge had it 118, 110.
Get rid of the AI judge. The AI judge don't work.
Did you
But the only thing I will say is, come this way. The only thing I will say is 3 judges scored it the same, and I like it when that happens. You know, because sometimes we see a lot of variation in the scorecard. So for me, I thought there was so many close rounds. I thought it was really difficult to split.
You thought Usyk was the favourite going into the fight. Did it play out the way you thought it was going to play out?
No, not really. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with that. The way they judged that, to me, it was a little bit too wide. I personally thought it was a lot closer than that. I wouldn't have give it the way they give it Usyk. I just thought he did really, really well. Tyson, he did way better than the first time. So that deserved to be a 1-1, and we should have a trilogy on our hands. So I'm a bit upset for Tyson. I'm a bit upset, obviously, for all of his fans, his family, and I just wish he won that fight, because we needed that fight. He needed to cement his legacy, and I thought that he did. To be honest, I think a lot of people saw it different, but I know one thing. I know that he was working really, really hard, Usyk, to create as much as he could with working with his hand speed and the shots that he got in. I don't know what the punch count was for how many times he connected, but it might have possibly been more than Tyson's. But you know what? There's no way it was the way they said it was. That's all I know.
Yeah, look, I think it was a very different fight, obviously, to the first time round. I think Oleksandr Usyk boxed brilliantly, of course we can. Oleksandr Usyk boxed brilliantly. I think he deserved the win. I know there's people questioning the scorecard, but I think Oleksandr Usyk deserved that win tonight. But fair play to Tyson Fury, because he always comes and gives it his all. And I want to see the AJ Tyson Fury fight now.
Yeah, I thought it was really tight, really tight. I didn't score it round by round. It's, you know, I hate it when people give their opinion and then you go, how did you have it? And they don't actually know. So my gut feeling was I thought Tyson was going to get it, but a lot of people around me were favouring Usyk. So, you know, obviously disappointing for Tyson, but you know, congratulations to Usyk as well.
They all had the same score. There were some variances on different rounds, but I thought it was a closer fight. I mean, it might even go on either way, you know, but what can I say?
What did you make of Tyson's performance this time? A heavier Tyson Fury. What did you actually make of his performance this time out?
I thought he was more active with his jab, and he probably, you know, in hindsight, he probably should have tried a little more of he has a good one too, one pop up, you know, and you know, he used his size and reach and everything. Usyk is like a machine though. He's just got a big battery that never stops.
What did you think of Tyson Fury losing tonight? Did you agree with the judges?
Yeah, I did. I think the first rounds were close. Tyson had a few of the middle rounds, but I think the back stretch, last 6, I think Usyk pretty much had all of them, to be honest. Thought it was not as great of a fight as the first time, but you could see that both men really respected each other. They were both trying not to give too much away, and when they started letting the hands go, then the fireworks came, but then it was a bit too late. Like it weren't the most classic spectacle, but Usyk did what he needed to win, and I think Fury tactically was a lot better. He stayed on his side of things. He was punching and trying to negate the work of Usyk, so I think they did a much better job at cancelling each other out, but I just think Usyk had more quality over the fight.
Tyson Fury fought much better, but Usyk still won more rounds. I think that's how you sum it up. Where they go from here, like I said, man, Usyk done did everything he could do. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if he called it a career, man, wrapped it up.
Same result, but it is wider. 116, 112.
116, 112.
I thought it was a really good fight. It was a very closely and keenly fought fight, but I thought Tyson won it. And I don't understand how one judge could not give him a single round in the last 7 rounds. I mean, what fight was he watching? And the other 2 judges only gave him 1 round from the last 7 rounds of the fight. You know, I can't. It's beyond me. Oscar De La Hoya is sitting a couple of seats away from me, and we were you know, saying how you got it, and he's a neutral. He's not Tyson's mate or anything. He's, you know, and he thought the same as me. He thought he won it.
What did Tyson Fury say to you in the changing room straight after you went to see him?
He was disappointed. He felt the same. He thought he'd done enough to win. Everybody where we were sitting thought he won. And I looked at Aegis and Alex, and they, you know, they were not looking confident at all. I promise you.
How did you have it, Frank? Sorry, I don't know if you said.
I thought he won it by at least 2 or 3 rounds. I really did.
I thought he started very well, Tyson, and I thought the fight changed later on. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't. I think he had his moments. Usyk had his moments, but I think if you go and look at, I just felt Tyson was big, he was strong, he was focused. There was no showboating. He was working continuously. And I'm not taking anything away from Oleksandr. He's a really great fighter, and he's obviously a great champion. But how anybody can not give him a round or give him 1 round in the last 7 rounds is nuts.
Leading up to the highly anticipated rematch, a number of boxing experts and personalities weighed in with their thoughts on the potential outcome of the fight. Eddie Hearn said that Usyk might have the edge in the rematch. He spoke about Usyk's exceptional boxing intellect and his ability to make in-fight adjustments. Hearn believed that Usyk's unique ability to process and adapt to data during a fight made him a dangerous opponent.
But I've just got a funny feeling he's going to do it. This is going to be close. It might be controversial, but you will not be able to separate unless someone gets stopped, which actually I don't see. I think this fight is it's a 7-5 kind of fight, you know, and when that happens, anything can happen.
Usyk's adaptability was one of his strongest assets, and Hearn admired the fact that he could change strategies mid-fight without needing to rely on pre-fight preparation or tape review. Despite his admiration for Usyk's skills, Hearn couldn't ignore the unpredictability of Fury, especially when it came to moments of brilliance that Fury was capable of producing during a fight.
When he beats you, like what he is, he's an unbelievable downloader of data, right? But instantly. Not we'll go away for a few months and watch tape and understand. He does it on the spot. And that's why he's so good.
Nevertheless, Hearn remained cautious in his analysis, acknowledging that it was incredibly difficult to predict the winner. He noticed that Usyk appeared unusually confident in the build-up to the fight, even bordering on arrogance, which he saw as a mental edge.
The ability to just change, the ability to switch tactics. When he has more time, it becomes even more dangerous. And for me, like I keep saying, my heart says Tyson Fury, my head says Oleksandr Usyk.
Fury, on the other hand, seemed calm and composed, which suggested that he was well prepared mentally. Ultimately, Hearn believed that Fury had the potential to win, but expected a tightly contested bout that could result in a controversial decision.
Usyk seems to have this, for once, this strange aura and speak of confidence and borderline, not arrogance, because he's not that guy, but I've never heard him talk about how good he is. And I mean, people are feeding him with lines, but he's still, I will stop him. Yes, I am the best. Yep. Yes, I am, and I've not really seen that before.
Frank Warren shared a similar sentiment. He acknowledged the challenges that Usyk posed, but was confident that Fury had the necessary tools to emerge victorious. Warren reflected on their first meeting, which ended in a narrow and somewhat contentious decision, and suggested that for the rematch, Fury needed to leave no room for doubt. He stressed the importance of Fury dominating from start to finish, avoiding any controversial scoring or ambiguity.
Even my man, I believe that he will do the job and it won't be easy. It's going to be a tough fight. There's no doubt about that. The first time round, it was a very tough fight for both of them. It was a fag paper in it, as far as the decision was concerned, with some people, including myself. This time round, Tyson's got to ensure emphatically that he gets the result. One of the judges thought he did last time. The other judge had a round in it. So this time round, Tyson has to go out and show what he's all about.
Reflecting on the first fight, Warren noted that Fury performed well in the first half and even won the final round, indicating that with a more focused and decisive approach, Fury could avoid the mistakes that led to the unclear outcome previously.
I think he will finish it inside the distance, but he can outbox him. He was outboxing the first half of the fight, and he won the last round of the fight.
Ricky Hatton also offered his views, focusing on the tactical mistakes he believed Fury made in their first encounter. Hatton argued that Fury missed key opportunities to impose his physical advantages, his size and reach on the smaller Usyk. In the rematch, Hatton stressed that Fury needed to be more aggressive and use his physicality to make Usyk uncomfortable. He also highlighted the importance of having a strong voice in Fury's corner, someone who could keep him focused and ensure that he executed a dominant game plan throughout the bout.
I think impose his height, impose his reach, impose his weight difference. I mean, all the advantages he has, he didn't use last time. When he allowed, the smaller man, and it's a good little man, isn't he? He's a good small man. But I think he allowed the smaller man to bully him around the ring. I'd be a bit inclined to hold my feet, hit him hard, use the weight advantage, use the reach advantage, use the height advantage that I don't think he used last time, and just have one voice in the corner.
Meanwhile, Duke McKenzie raised concerns over rumors that Fury might add extra weight for the rematch. Some people speculated that this would increase his power, but McKenzie was skeptical.
Everybody knows he's not a great liver. He doesn't live, eat, walk, talk the sport. You're supposed to. In between fights is where fights are won and lost. But we know Fury blows up, puts on a load of weight between fights, and then he's got to get rid of all that weight again. Now they're trying to tell us that Fury's going to be bigger and better. Bigger and better isn't going to beat Usyk. Right. It's really not.
He believed that gaining too much weight could slow Fury down, affecting his agility, something Usyk could exploit. McKenzie warned that Fury would need to ensure that any weight gain did not compromise his speed, which was critical in avoiding Usyk's tactical brilliance.
Are you going to maintain the line that you think Usyk wins the rematch?
Usyk wins the rematch.
All day?
All day long. I can't see how Tyson Fury beats him. He's not going to knock Usyk out. You know, when you look at anybody and you start saying this guy's unbeaten, right? You've got to look for chinks in their armour.
Yep.
You've got to say, you know, has this guy got a good engine? You know, does he get cut? Does he go down? Does he have to get up off the floor to win fights? Usyk doesn't have to do any of them. He's never shown.
The argument is about the body shots, though, isn't it? That he has a vulnerability there.
Adam Booth also spoke on the matter, expressing intrigue over the possibility of Fury executing a more disciplined and focused game plan. He believed that Fury's team would be crucial in ensuring that he stayed on track throughout the fight, making every move count. However, Booth pointed out that the real test for Fury would be maintaining his focus for the duration of the fight.
Usyk versus Fury 2, Tyson says it's got to be heavier for the rematch. Feel like that's the right way, a heavier. Fury might be able to turn what was a close defeat into a victory.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably just one element of it. It's not just about being heavier. It's how you go about applying that. And Tyson's a very clever fella. He's got a clever team around him. So whatever they do, there's going to be a method to that madness. And I'm looking forward to seeing that one as well.
Shane Fury, Tyson's brother, offered a more measured perspective, focusing on the emotional aspects of the fight rather than specific tactics. Shane acknowledged that the first fight had been close, with Usyk perhaps having the slight edge, but he did not view the result as a definitive loss for Tyson. He emphasized that boxing was about adjustments and learning from past encounters, and a rematch presented an opportunity for Fury to right the wrongs from their first bout. If Fury were to lose again, Shane believed it would simply mean that Usyk was the better fighter on the night.
Listen, it's boxing, isn't it? You win and you lose. It's not that good when you do lose, but you know, I've watched the fight, not there. Could have went either way. For me, watching it, I thought he won on the night, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Listen, he's got the rematch. And he can try and set it right. And if he loses again, the better man won. Simple. There's not much to it.
Johnny Nelson placed his faith in Usyk, believing that the Ukrainian had a clear blueprint to defeat Fury. Nelson pointed out Usyk's ability to understand and analyze Fury's strengths and weaknesses, especially the latter's tendency to become distracted or lose focus. Usyk's mental edge over Fury, according to Nelson, would be a significant advantage.
Yeah, Usyk has a blueprint to beating Tyson Fury. He knows his energy levels, he knows his strengths, he knows his weaknesses. He'll look at Tyson Fury and he'll see when Tyson's falling out of a bar, and that'll give him confidence to think this guy doesn't live the life. You know, so mentally he thinks, I've got you once and I do everything right. Usyk lives the life. I just think for Usyk, he's going to go in there supremely confident. He knows it's a tough fight, but you've got to remember the fight.
Nelson was convinced that Usyk's discipline and mental fortitude would be key in ensuring victory, with the preparation and mindset of both fighters ultimately determining the outcome.
Usyk's never been hurt that bad as a professional by anybody, but neither has Tyson. So both fighters had each one on the hook, and they let each one off. This is how close this fight was, and you've got to look at the preparation, you've got to look at the mindset, you've got to look at the attitude of Tyson Fury going into the last fight. Hopefully that has all changed, and we'll find out. I reckon we'll find out when they're in the presence of each other. We'll find out then. I just want to see what I see, and then that'll tell me more than anything.
Fabio Wardley, a heavyweight prospect who had sparred with both fighters, also threw his support behind Usyk. Wardley believed that Usyk's superior speed, precision, and tactical brilliance would be too much for Fury to handle. He expected the rematch to play out similarly to their first encounter, with Usyk's boxing IQ and technical ability overshadowing Fury's size and power. For Wardley, it would all come down to Usyk's ability to outmaneuver and outthink Fury, leaving the bigger man struggling to assert his physical dominance.
What do you think happens in this rematch? How do you sort of assess it?
I think it's a lot of the same, to be honest. I do think it's a lot of the same. I think Usyk will go into the fight like any mindset, like he has done with all of his fights, that just narrow focus, just straight on target, on point, not missing a beat, not missing a step.
Dave Sani was skeptical about how much either fighter could improve since their first meeting. Sani believed that the fight would come down to mental toughness, especially for Fury. Fury had admitted to lapses in concentration during their first encounter, and Sani questioned whether he could correct those issues in the rematch.
It was a very, very good fight. I expect the same again, another close fight. How much better can Usyk get? I don't know. What can he do differently? I don't know. How much better can Fury get? He can stop the messing about.
Gareth A. Davies echoed Sonny's sentiment, noting that Fury's mindset would be crucial in the rematch. He highlighted how Fury had admitted to feeling complacent during their first fight, allowing Usyk to capitalize on his mistakes.
But those were the rounds 5, 6, 7 where Fury dominated, which is, and that's what he was doing in those rounds, was coming forwards, hitting Usyk at range and hurting him. And if you watch the fight back, which I have a couple of times, it was a brutal war in many ways. And you know, the optics in rounds 8 and 9 were against Fury, but it's going to be an almighty tussle again. I don't think Fury can get as comfortable as he did in the ring last time. I think he got too complacent. I spoke to him about that when I saw him last time.
According to Davies, for Fury to win, he would need to approach the rematch with a renewed sense of urgency and discipline, ensuring that both his mental and physical preparations were up to scratch.
The comeback fight is always massive. In that fight, he obviously cut his eye in sparring, and the fight was delayed. It was amazing to see the two men together just over a month ago in London, and I think there's absolute respect for each other after what was a war last time. And this fight is really for who is the number one of this generation. And if Fury loses it, Usyk becomes the man.
George Groves supported Usyk, citing the Ukrainian's impressive record against bigger opponents, such as Anthony Joshua. Groves believed that Usyk's superior boxing skills and adaptability would once again be the deciding factors in the rematch. Despite Fury's size advantage, Groves felt Usyk's technique would allow him to control the pace of the fight and outsmart the larger man, ultimately leading him to victory.
Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I know you was quite strong on that as well. I think that you went Usyk as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse, don't write this guy off. You know, we've seen cruiserweights move up to heavyweight and dominate in previous years, and it did seem a bit unfathomable for a lot of people that he's never going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas, or people weren't even really talking about Tyson Fury, I don't think, quite at the time, or maybe he just sort of burst back on the scene beating Wilder. But yeah, I still think Usyk beats him. I think, you know, the argument is a good big un beats a good little un, but I think Usyk is an exceptional fighter. I think in terms of their boxing ability, like, Usyk is a lot better.
Vidal Riley expressed confidence in Fury's ability to bounce back from setbacks, acknowledging that Fury's resilience could give him a real chance of overcoming Usyk in the rematch. However, Riley also emphasized that Fury would need to make the necessary adjustments to secure a win, something that remained to be seen. He noted that while Fury's spirit was undeniable, it was unclear whether he could address the issues that cost him in the first fight.
Fury, man. Fury. Like, I'm going with Fury. He knows how to win rematches. The track record speaks for itself. I'm going with Fury.
Sean Porter also backed Fury, particularly given his size and skill set. Porter expected Fury to take control early in the fight, using his superior reach and power to dominate the action. However, Porter stressed that Fury could not afford to let Usyk dictate the pace as he did in their first encounter. Porter believed Fury could turn the tables and emerge victorious if he remained aggressive and focused.
I actually do expect him to win this rematch. I think he's bigger than Usyk, and that size advantage that he has, he, unlike most fighters, knows how to use that size, that reach, that speed. I think the whole fight will play out the way that the first half played itself out. I think the whole fight's going to go that way. A very focused and determined Fury is a quiet and relentless Fury.
Bill Haney had become a firm believer in Usyk's abilities following the first fight with Fury. Haney thought Usyk's technical mastery would again be too much for Fury to handle, even though Fury's fighting spirit was undeniable. Haney believed that Usyk's skill set would ultimately be the key to securing a second victory over the Gypsy King.
Man, I didn't think Usyk was going to do Fury like he did him. You know, so Usyk has made me a believer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's made me a believer. I think that he'll upstage Fury again.
Oh, so you think it's going to be 2-0?
It'll be 2-0.
Right. I mean, Fury is a interesting guy, man. Doesn't look like a world champion boxer, but you throw him in the ring and
He's a fighter. He's a fighter.
He's a real fighter.
No, he's a fighter. He comes from a fighter family.
Yeah.
You know, his dad, a mastermind within himself. You know, so I expect a fight now. I expect Tyson to come. He's gonna come ready, but I think Usyk will upstage him.
Okay, so you got your money on Usyk.
Yes.
Manny Pacquiao also weighed in, emphasizing that Fury's focus and discipline would be crucial in the rematch. He pointed out that Fury's lack of focus in their first encounter played a significant role in his loss, and believed that this was something that Fury would need to address if he were to win in the rematch. Ben Shalom expressed hope for Fury's chances, but still saw Usyk as the favorite. Shalom acknowledged that Fury had the potential for improvement, but he believed that Usyk's consistency and ability to adapt would ultimately be the deciding factor. He expected a closely contested fight, but ultimately believed that Usyk's discipline and tactical brilliance would give him the edge.
I always backed Tyson for the first one. I always allowed Tyson to win as the Brit. You know, I can never see a way past Oleksandr Usyk. I mean, he's proven it time and time again, and I actually don't think that was the best Oleksandr Usyk that we see, and I think he's going to be better this time. I do think Tyson's going to be better, but I think you have to go with Oleksandr, given the history, as much as I hope Tyson can win, but a great fight. And again, Riyadh Season delivering what we could have only dreamed of. I remember that.
Johnny Fisher expressed excitement for the rematch, but acknowledged the challenge both fighters presented. Fisher believed that Fury's adaptability and experience in rematches gave him a solid chance to regain his position, but he also praised Usyk for his resilience and technical ability.
Great fight. We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat. I don't know what's happened with the light there. And just excited to see the fight. May the best man win. The two best on the planet.
Jay Opetaia was confident that the Gypsy King would come into the fight in top form. Opetaia believed that Fury's hunger and focus would be greater than ever, driven by the realization that he could no longer rely solely on his natural ability. Opetaia felt that Fury would be well prepared, mentally and physically, for the rematch.
Yeah, that's a good fight. You know, I'm excited for this second fight. You know, I feel like they both sort of know each other now, and I feel like Fury, he's got the tools to beat, Usyk, but he just needs to apply them.
Joseph Parker suggested that Fury's change in mindset going into this fight could be a game changer. He believed that with the right mentality, Fury could secure a points decision over Usyk, but he recognized that it would be a tough battle. For Parker, the rematch was a test of mental and physical fortitude, with the outcome hanging on who could make the necessary adjustments.
If Tyson beats Usyk, I want to fight the best in the world. And if he beats Usyk, he's the best in the world. And he's a great friend of mine, but I'll fight anyone and everyone to be the best, because I know I'm the best.
Roy Jones Jr. believed that Fury was capable of adjusting his strategy to defeat Usyk in the rematch. Jones, known for his tactical brilliance, suggested that if Fury approached the fight methodically and made the necessary adjustments, he could emerge victorious.
Listen, let's talk about current boxing. Usyk, of course, takes on Fury in the rematch. That's next month now. Who wins that?
That's a tough fight. I like Tyson Fury in rematches because he's usually good at making adjustments, but adjustments against normal people. Usyk is not normal. Usyk is a guy who knows how to do everything. He's a real technician who understands the sport of boxing. When you have that, it's very difficult. Now, if he get big-headed and say, oh, I did it one time, this should be easy the second time, he'll lose because Tyson's going to come back different. Trust me, Tyson Fury is a winner, and he's going to come back and try his best to win. The flip side, though, is that Usyk left that last fight on a high. He was the guy who felt like he started out here and ended up here. Now you got to take the momentum back, and that's going to be hard for Fury to do. Now, will Fury do it? I don't know. If anybody can, though, Fury will, but we got to see.
Adam Booth remained intrigued by the prospect of Fury executing a more precise and disciplined game plan. He noted that Fury's team would play a vital role in ensuring that he stayed focused and made every move count.
Usyk versus Fury 2. Tyson says it's got to be heavier for the rematch. I feel like that's the right way, a heavier. Fury might be able to turn what was a close defeat into a victory?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably just one element of it. It's not just about being heavier. It's how you go about applying that. And Tyson's a very clever fella. He's got a clever team around him. So whatever they do, there's going to be a method to that madness, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one as well.
Antonio Tarver emphasized the immense pressure on Fury heading into the rematch. Tarver pointed out that a loss could severely impact Fury's future in the heavyweight division, while a victory could set up a highly anticipated trilogy with Usyk. For Tarver, the fight was not just about the win, but about securing their legacies in the heavyweight division.
He has to win that rematch. Vitally important that he flipped the table on Usyk and make sure we have a trilogy so we can truly see, you know what I mean? Maybe Tyson win back-to-back fights.
Jamie Moore advised Fury to use his physicality to disrupt Usyk's rhythm. He suggested targeting Usyk's body early on to tire him out and limit his ability to rely on footwork and technical skills. Moore believed that using Fury's physical advantages effectively could give him the edge.
Hopefully, Tyson Fury can drag him into a dogfight. Like I thought he should have approached the first fight, because when you've got so much size and weight advantage, you've got to utilise it. And I don't ever think someone who's so ring savvy and experienced and learns from a fight as it progresses. Usyk is so well versed in that. He adapts to you so well. You can't allow him to go into the second half of the fight where he's just being outboxed, but he's not being outmanned.
Malik Scott believed that while Fury's aggressive start could make the fight more competitive, Usyk's speed, style, and determination would ultimately prove too much for Fury.
I thought Usyk, I predicted Usyk for the stoppage the last fight, but I also, when Tyson came in lighter, I was like, oh, maybe a little bit more interesting now. I just think Usyk is too stubborn. His speed is too stubborn. I just think his style is too stubborn for Fury to put up with.
Scott praised Usyk's ability to land punches from unexpected angles and noted that his awareness of Fury's weaknesses would give him a significant advantage.
And I think the punches that hurt you the most are the punches you can't see. And most of the time, Usyk is hurting guys. It's with the shot they don't see. You don't have to be a hard puncher to get guys in trouble. Usyk has a good understanding of that, because the shot that he actually hurt Tyson with, it was a blindsided shot. It was blindsided, the ones that come from around here. So it's just one of those things. It was good.
UFC fighter Darren Till believed that Fury would win, but was not counting out Usyk. Till acknowledged Usyk's skill as a master operator, but ultimately thought that Fury would secure the victory, likely setting up a trilogy fight. For Till, the ongoing rivalry between Fury and Usyk was one of the most exciting in heavyweight boxing.
But I do think Tyson wins in the rematch. I think he's going to get him in the rematch. I don't know why, and I think that's going to set up for a third fight. So I've got Tyson, but I'm not counting out Usyk. He's a master operator. He's fucking so good. They're going to be an interesting fight. Can't wait for it, to be honest with you.
In the end, the rematch was seen by many as a battle of wills and adjustments, with both fighters possessing the tools to win. So how did you react to this mega fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.